one of the things that I invite you to reflect upon is, where is your energy going? Let me explain. Whenever I meet with a new client, I always ask them to share with me their thoughts on how they would rate all the different aspects of their life, because I want to see from their perspective how they view each dimension of their life. And then I ask them, well, what do you want to create more of? And what's very interesting is that typically people will focus in on a couple of different areas, and it's usually the areas that are already, according to their own perception, they're already doing well in that area. And so they're wanting to develop more of what's already working. And sometimes what happens is their attention is not necessarily going in the areas that deserve more attention, and that they themselves agree would benefit from having more attention. Isn't that fascinating? So I'll share an example in my own life, again, to provide some clarity around this. For a very long time, and I'm sure this won't come as a surprise given what I've admitted, all of my energy and attention went into my career. I was a workaholic, really. I spent so much time working and advancing my career. And so what happened? I saw outcomes, results, and certainly success in that area. But what happened as a result of that? Other aspects of my life suffered. One of them happened to be relationships. In other words, I hit the age of 40 and I was still single. And I remember a friend of mine saying to me at that point, Carol, have you ever thought about the fact that you might still be single because you don't put any energy in relationships and in finding and being in a relationship? And I really resented that comment, because I thought, really, is this another area of my life where I need to put work into? Does love require that? And that's not really what she meant. What she meant was energetically. Energetically, I wasn't putting any focus or attention on that. And so what that moment did, what the aha for me is when I was able to shift my attention. I used to make a lot of excuses. I don't have time. There's nobody good out there, all kinds of things. But when I was able to shift my attention and now put some energy towards being in a relationship, that was a game changer. And it was very interesting how all these opportunities then came up, and eventually I did find the relationship that is the joy, a great big joy of my life. And that was just from deciding very, very intentionally to put energy there, not work, energy. So that's the difference, is that intentionality. It's I'm thinking about it. I'm opening myself up to the possibilities. I'm putting myself in situations, whatever that looks like. It's energetic. It's not necessarily a work, like effort. So that has now changed how I look at everything, because anytime that there's an aspect in my life that's not getting energy or attention, for example, in the last little bit, it was my body. And so this year I've been very, very intentional about putting energy and attention towards making sure that I'm leading a healthy life. And that is taking, again, it's taking energy, because I need to focus on that instead of just focusing on career, which comes a little bit easier for me. So my question to you, as I share those examples in my life, where does that come up for you? Where does your energy go to? Because maybe it's easier, or it's your go-to spot. And what are some aspects of your life, other aspects of your life that might deserve a little bit more attention? Because with that attention and with that energy and with that intention, you might be able to see different results. I want you to share that with me in the comments below.